Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bell to Bells, your women's wrestling wire. I am Mr. Warren Hayes. Thank you very, very much for joining us today on our YouTube channel to watch this, or even if you're, or maybe you're joining us on your favorite podcast app. Thank you for that as well, because today it's a good day because we're continuing our series of interviews with wrestlers who made it on the PWI Women's 100 list. And today I am thrilled to be joined by one of the workhorses of the independent scene, none other than Gisele Shaw. Gisele, thank you very much for being here. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's not just a good day. It's going to be a
fantastic day on top of that. Well, I mean, for me right now, speaking to you, my day's peaked. I'm going to bed as soon as we're done here.
Oh, I usually have that effect on people.
There you go. Gisele, let's talk about. Well, listen, in 2019, right? You had a crazy year. You competed in about 30 promotions, or just about 30 promotions. You've had over 70 matches, and then boom, yeah.
Have I?
It's been nuts. And then boom, out of nowhere, there's a pandemic that hits. All this great momentum starts to slow down. Wrestling's been impacted, but especially workers on the independent circuit. I guess the first question I want to know is, how have you been doing over 2020? Have you been keeping busy? Like what's been good with you?
I mean, obviously, I know it does suck for everybody. No, it's not just me that's been affected by this, but I am trying, to keep positive. Like, that's always been my mentality, I guess. Like, you just try to be positive and try to see the, how does the saying go? Like, see the light at the end of the tunnel.
The silver linings and all of that. Sure.
Exactly. I mean, like, I haven't really, like it's a shock to me that you said, like, oh yeah, like you wrestled this, this many promotions and whatnot. Like, I wasn't really counting. Like, I was just really excited to, start like my year with a big bang. And and then it just stops. So, but I have been keeping busy, business and stuff on the side, merches, I guess. But, just keeping happy. How about you?
Yeah, listen, I've been doing fantastic. I'll tell you, for podcasters, we recluses, this has been business as usual for us. That's fine, but
it's even better.
You've worked in WoW, women of wrestling. You even participated in a women's tag team tournament with Princess Aussie, but on television, women's tag team wrestling is very, very rare. We saw recently AEW, doing something similar with their women's cup tag team cup tournament. But I go out on a limb to say that, like, on television, it's the first time we've actually seen with WoW a tag team, women's tag team tournament. I guess you made a bit of history there. How do you feel about that in women's tag team wrestling and the like?
I mean, it's pretty good, whatever, or no, it's not whatever, but the fact that we're taking women's wrestling to, like higher levels and making history, all that stuff. And it's just cementing the fact that women's wrestling is going to stay. It's not just, another, like they had a great stint. And then after that, it just down. So, so now it makes me very happy to hear that, the women are getting a lot of opportunities. And, it's not just about the men anymore. The women are actually, like, it's so special back then, when like you saw women with like the Videotron, when they had like that, like if they had a feud or something, and you're just like, oh man, like that's so cool. But that kind of faded away. So now it's really great that we are getting that attention.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's it's good that we're opening up and things are happening like this, and that there's still room for improvement, but things are definitely going down the right path.
You should always room for improvement. I mean, how are you going to get better if you don't have,
Sure.
you know, room for improvement? Even though I feel like if you're at the top of your game, like you should always have room for improvement, because if you don't have space for that, then you're never going to
That's
get better.
an excellent point. Excellent point. On the subject of WoW, there's been rumors going around that their future is sort of up in the air. I don't know if you've had any talks recently. How are is WoW coming back for another season? And or have you been contacted? Are you going to be involved in any way?
I don't really know, but I do miss WoW. We do get treated really, really well there, and it's really fun. Like hanging out with all the girls there. There's a lot of camaraderie, and hopefully one day it does come back. It's just the fact that like you can't really have. Well, I feel like I think I am the only international talent that they have that actually have to bring in. So like technically they can have,
Okay.
like a show, but I just care, because I can't come into the United States. But if I am allowed, then, and if it was happening, I would definitely love to be there.
Well, it's not it's kind of a nice position to be in, being the international talent, being the, it's kind of glamorous when you put it that way. I like that. But outside of WoW, I mean, you won and still hold the Fierce Females Championship, right? And you're the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Championship that you won from Zoe Lucas, who's a
Yeah, I don't. No, I'm just
no,
kidding. I love her.
we love her too as well. You also you still had some tag team wrestling. You took part in the Eve Tag Team Championship. You lost actually the Eve Tag Team Championships to Medusa Complex. A bit of a bummer, but it was still a great match. I really liked it. You were also in the She Won in Pro Wrestling Eve as well. I mean, you've got. Oh, and on top of that, hey, I mean, if we were going to run down, the people you fought people like Emi Sakura, Nina Samuels, Mercedes Martinez, Rebel Kinney, Millie, Shauna, Chris Statlander, Taya Valkyrie. I mean, man, look, you've got television experience, you've got talent, you've got the chops. We're surprised that you haven't been on, national TV more.
Yeah.
Yeah, me. What? I mean, have you been in talks? Have you been in contact? Is there anything to talk about on that front?
I mean, I'm always open for discussion, but um, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna dwell, I think, and like have my head think that
Sure.
through, because I think I'm just gonna focus on honing my craft to get better. And when the opportunity does come, then at least I am ready, physically, mentally, emotionally, like whatever kind of ways that I need to prepare myself, to be in that ready for that opportunity. But I feel like I've been there, where I've just sat and thought, like, when is that going to happen? Like, if people are actually saying all these stuff, then why am I not
Mm-hmm.
there? But it's just, I think it's so negative to think that way. So if it comes, it comes, and if not, then I'm just living my best life, and I'm having the time of my life. So
That's a great outlook. I mean, it's a great outlook, and it's a good outlook to have, especially considering the context we're in right now. It's fantastic. As I mentioned, you're the current Fierce Females and champion, and the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Champion. I mean, you're collecting the
yeah.
gold here, Gisele. What else do you, what other championships would you like to pick up?
I mean, so it's pretty cool, because so the Fierce Females is in
Mm-hmm.
Scotland, and the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Champion is in England. And I'm not sure if like everyone knows this, because this was a shock to me. Like I thought, I was like, oh yeah, like I thought like UK is just like one big, like it's just one country or something or whatever. But it's like divided into
Mm-hmm.
four kingdoms, which is Northern Ireland, Scotland, England, and Wales. But I didn't know that. So, but now that I do, I have two out of four.
Mm.
So my goal would be to collect all the gold, and then have like a stint of, I don't know, like Miss United Kingdom or something. I don't know, something like that.
The Queen of the UK is what
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. I mean, yeah, I'll take a seat on the throne, whatever.
Your resume is outstanding, and you clearly have a long and potentially successful career waiting for you moving forward. I think there's a lot of good stuff that is coming towards you. But like in an ideal world, 2021 comes along. What are your next moves professionally? What's the big picture for Gisele Shaw moving forward?
Like clearly you can have goals, you can have dreams. You never know where they're going to come. I think it's just for me, I have to be prepared. One of my favorite wrestlers, Trish Stratus. I always go back to her because she's inspired me so much. Like her motto is preparedness meets opportunity. And I feel like that's always just been in my head. Like I can't wait for opportunities to come. So I have to be ready for them so that when they do come, I would hopefully smash that opportunity and then, open doors. So, I mean, I can hope and dream where I want to be in 2021, but I feel like I could just need to ride the wave and, enjoy the ride rather than think about the
That's
destination.
fair. You've got such a great outlook. I'm assuming then. I'm assuming
Thank
then Trish Stratus would be a dream match for you if that were ever be possible in the cards.
you. If she could and be like, yeah, I'm going to have my last match, which is all show, I would die. I would be like, what? Really? Like, so, yeah, that just, like, I would be so happy. Like, I don't even there's no words to it. Just like pure, like, bliss. Like,
I understand that, and you know what? I'd kind of like to see that. Who knows what opportunities may present themselves to you then as you continue riding the wave.
you know, I didn't, I met her twice, but the first time I met her, I was so like, because like I watched her all
Sure.
like throughout my life, and then it was like a meet and greet, and it was like team bestie, so Lita and Trish was there, and I walk in and I'm just like, play it cool, like it's all good, and then they're all just like, oh my god, like I love your hair, because like, I had my hair like curly and stuff, and she started touching my hair, and I was like, Trish Stratus is touching my hair.
Uh,
I loved it. And then we chatted and stuff, whatever. No, I did not say that I was a wrestler because I thought that was irrelevant. And I don't think I want to be that person that's like, hi, Trish, like I'm a wrestler too. It's like, no. If that opportunity came about, then sure. But then the photographer was like, can we, like take the photo and hurry this along? I'm like, excuse me?
we're bonding here.
No, sir. Yeah, exactly. I was pissed off. But I mean, whatever. I got my photo.
And Trish Stratus and Trish touched your hair.
So win-win.
Was it a situation where it's like I'll never wash my hair again after? Hopefully not.
No, I mean I don't. Here's the thing: I don't like people touching my hair at all. Like I don't know what it is, but like women just love to be like, oh my god, I love your hair, and they just touch each other. You know what I mean? But that was one exception that I was like, no, please, like continue. I don't care.
Well, be forewarned, everyone, don't touch, unless your name is Trish Stratus, you ain't touching Gisele's hair. It's just that simple.
I don't like it.
Gisele, I can't thank you enough for joining us today, and congratulations for ranking on the top 100 this year again.
I think what is that 3 in a row?
If anyone wants to stay abreast of everything that's happening with you, be sure that they're on get the exact moment where there's news happening in your career. Where should they follow you? What are your socials? Let us know.
So on Twitter and Instagram is Gisele Shaw 08. You can find me, or like even my Facebook page. Or if you want merch, you can go on my merch site. I have a lot of online stuff going on. So look me up and, keep up to date. And,
there you go.
There
you go. Because you have to stay connected with what Gisele's is doing, because there's a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. I am convinced. Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to chat with us. I really, really appreciate it, Gisele.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for
And
having
thank
me.
you everyone for watching here on YouTube. If you're watching here on YouTube, you know the drill. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff. You know how it goes. And if you're listening to this on your favorite podcast app, thank you again. We really appreciate it. My name is Warren Hayes. We'll see you soon.